Have you ever thought about tying the knot again later in life, but wondered if it's truly the right step for you? Remarrying after 60 is a whole different journey compared to when you were younger, filled with unique moments and challenges that might catch you by surprise. Whether you've been on your own for years, recently parted ways, or lost a beloved partner, saying "I do" again brings considerations that touch your heart, your finances, and your family in ways you may not have thought about yet. In this video, we're diving into 5 critical truths you need to know before remarrying after 60. These insights could reshape how you see love, commitment, and your future, helping you make a choice that brings joy, peace, and security. Stick with us until the end, because understanding these truths might just save you from heartache and guide you toward a decision that feels right for you. Let's get started. Number 1, family ties can get a little tangled. When you think about remarrying after 60, it's easy to focus on the love between you and your partner, the joy of building a new life together. But here's something to pause and consider. You're not just blending 2 hearts. You're weaving together families' histories and expectations. At this stage of life, you and your partner likely come with adult children, grandchildren, and decades of cherished traditions. Merging these worlds isn't always as smooth as you might hope, and without care, it can stir up feelings that tug at everyone's heartstrings. Your grown children, for instance, might want you to be happy, but they could also wrestle with mixed emotions. They might feel a quiet loyalty to your previous spouse, or worry about how this new chapter will shift family traditions, finances, or their inheritance. Some may embrace your new partner with open arms, while others might feel hesitant, suspicious, or even protective of you. These feelings are natural, but if they're not handled gently, they can create ripples of tension that touch not just your marriage, but your whole family. Then there's the grandkids. If you've been their rock, their go-to grandparent, bringing a new spouse into the picture might feel like a big change. Some may love the idea of a new family member, while others need time to warm up. The same goes for your partner's family. Blending their children, grandchildren, and traditions with yours takes patience and a lot of understanding. Another layer to think about is inheritance. It's not uncommon for kids to wonder if a new spouse might change your plans. Maybe a will gets rewritten, or assets they thought were theirs end up shared. These worries often come from love, not greed, as they want to honor the legacy you've built. Take Susan, for example. At 68, she remarried after years on her own, expecting her kids to share her joy. Instead, she found herself navigating tough talks about inheritance, holiday plans, and even where she'd call home. It wasn't that her kids didn't love her, they did. But her new marriage brought up questions that needed open, honest answers to keep the family close. If you're thinking about remarriage, take time to sit down with your family, share your hopes, listen to their concerns, and be clear about what will and won't change. It might take a while for everyone to adjust, but starting these conversations early with kindness and patience can prevent hurt feelings down the road. You're not just building a new love story, you're nurturing the family bonds you've spent a lifetime creating. If this resonates with you, drop number 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you don't miss what's next. Your support means the world. Number 2. Your finances might surprise you after 60. When you think about remarrying, your heart might be focused on love and companionship. And that's beautiful. But here's something many don't see coming. Tying the knot after 60 can shake up your financial world in ways you might not expect. Marriage isn't just a promise of togetherness. It's also a legal and financial partnership that can touch everything from your retirement savings to your Social Security checks, your pensions, and even what you hope to pass on to your kids or grandkids. Without a little planning, you could find yourself facing complications that dim the joy of your new chapter. Let's talk about Social Security first. If you're receiving benefits based on your former spouse's work history, remarrying could reduce or even stop those payments. That can feel like a punch to the gut, especially if you're counting on that money to keep your lifestyle steady. Then there are pensions and survivor benefits. Some of these come with rules that change or disappear when you say "I do" again. It's worth digging into the fine print before you make any big decisions. Beyond that, remarriage means blending your financial life with someone else's. Even if you keep separate bank accounts, your new spouse's assets, debts, and spending habits become part of the picture. And if you have children or grandchildren, you'll want to think about how your marriage might affect what you leave behind for them. State laws can shift how your property and wealth are divided if something happens to you or if the marriage ends. Take Robert, for example. At 72, he remarried after losing his wife, thinking his kids would inherit his estate, as he'd always planned. But after the wedding, he was stunned to learn his new wife had legal claims to his assets, which could leave his children with less than he intended. It took tough conversations and some legal adjustments to make sure everyone he loved was taken care of. If you're considering remarriage, take a moment to sit down with a financial advisor or estate planner. Have those honest, maybe not so romantic talks about how this step could affect your retirement, your savings, and the legacy you want to leave. These conversations might feel practical, but they're a gift to your future self, ensuring your new love story doesn't come with financial stress you didn't see coming. Number 3. Your heart's expectations shift after 60. When you think about love and marriage in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, it's a different kind of dance compared to your younger years. Back then, marriage was often about building a life, raising kids, buying a home, climbing career ladders. But now it's more about companionship, finding someone to share life's quiet moments, and balancing closeness with the independence you've grown to cherish. This shift in what marriage means can catch you off guard if you're not ready. And it's worth taking a moment to understand what your heart truly wants at this stage. By now, you've built a life that feels like home. Your routine, your hobbies, the way you sip your morning coffee. Just right. You've got a rhythm that's all your own. Remarrying means inviting someone new into that space with their own habits, preferences, and ways of living. That's not always as simple as it sounds. You might dream of a love that feels effortless, but blending two established lives takes patience, compromise, and a clear sense of boundaries. It's about finding a balance between togetherness and the personal space that keeps you feeling like you. Unlike younger couples who might be chasing shared goals, like financial security, marriage after 60 is often about deeper things, and love, shared laughter, and making memories. But that also means you both need to be honest about what you expect. How much time do you want to spend together? How do you handle disagreements? How do you keep your independence while growing closer? These questions matter because they shape the heart of your relationship. Then there's the baggage we all carry. Not the bad kind, but the rich, complex history of past loves, losses, or heartaches. If you've lost a spouse or been through a divorce, those experiences linger, shaping how you love, argue, or open your heart. Your new partner brings their own story too, and learning to navigate those differences with kindness and understanding is what makes a second marriage thrive. Take Harold, for example. At 7, he fell in love again after years of widowhood. He thought it would feel like his first marriage, where he and his late wife had a rhythm carved out over decades. But his new wife, who'd been divorced and fiercely independent, had her own way of living. They had to work to find their groove, balancing closeness with personal freedom, learning not to compare the past and embracing what made their love unique. It wasn't always easy, but it taught them how to build something new together. If you're considering remarriage, take a quiet moment to ask yourself, what do I really want from this relationship? Am I looking for a partner to share every day with, or someone to enjoy special moments while keeping my routines? Do I want to share a home, Or would separate spaces feel better? Am I ready to blend my life with someone else's past? And all. These questions aren't about doubt. They're about building a love that fits who you are now. When you're clear on your answers, you're setting the stage for a relationship that feels like a warm embrace, not a tug of war. If this hits home, drop number 3 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you're finding these insights helpful, please subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Your support keeps us going. Number 4. Legal details matter more than you might think. When you're caught up in the glow of remarrying, your heart's probably full of thoughts about love and the promise of a new beginning. That's such a special feeling. But here's something worth pausing for. Marriage isn't just a bond between two souls. It's also a legal agreement. And after 60, that agreement can bring some unexpected twists. Things like how your savings are shared, or who speaks for you if you're unwell, can shape your future in ways you might not expect. Taking a moment to understand these details now can keep your new chapter filled with peace instead of surprises. Let's start with your legacy. What you want to leave for your kids, grandkids, or others. You hold dear. When you remarry, your new spouse might automatically have rights to your assets, even if you had other plans in mind. Without clear instructions, your estate could end up divided in ways you didn't intend, which can catch your loved ones off guard. Updating your will, or creating a trust, can lock in your wishes, giving you and your family a sense of security. Then there's the matter of medical choices. If you were ever too sick to make decisions, your spouse is usually the one who steps in, even ahead of your grown children. That can feel reassuring, but it might also cause friction if your partner and kids see things differently. By setting up advance directives or a medical power of attorney, you can decide who speaks for you and make sure your preferences are clear, sparing everyone unnecessary heartache. And don't overlook the idea of a prenuptial agreement. I know it might sound a bit formal for a love story, but it's really just a way to be open with each other. A prenup lets you and your partner agree on how to handle finances, assets, and responsibilities before you say I do. It's like setting a foundation so you can build your life together without worrying about misunderstandings later. Take Eleanor, for instance. At 67, she was over the moon about remarrying, but she also had assets she wanted to pass to her children. She and her fiancé had an honest conversation and chose to draft a prenuptial agreement. It wasn't about doubt. It was about making sure everyone felt secure. That clarity gave Eleanor comfort, eased her kids' worries about their inheritance, and let her pour her heart into her new marriage. If you're thinking about remarriage, embrace these legal conversations. Meet with an attorney who specializes in estate planning or family law. Talk through how your marriage might affect your savings, your health care, and the legacy you want to leave. These steps might seem practical, but they're a gift to yourself and those you love. By getting them sorted, you can focus on what truly matters, building a warm, lasting connection with your partner. If this resonates, drop number 4 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you're finding this helpful, please subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Your support means everything to us. Number 5. Happiness takes on a new meaning as you age. As you step into your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you might notice something beautiful. The way you define happiness starts to shift. In your younger years, marriage was often about building, raising a family, buying a home, chasing dreams together. But now it's about savoring the life you've already created, finding joy in the everyday, and choosing a path that feels true to who you are today. Before you say I do, again, it's worth asking yourself, does this relationship match the kind of happiness I want at this stage of my life? Happiness after 60 isn't about starting over. It's about cherishing what you've built. For some, that means having a partner to share morning coffee or quiet evenings. For others, it's about keeping their independence with a special someone for life's big moments. And for some, it's about holding tight to routines and habits that feel like home. The key is knowing what lights up your heart now, not what it meant decades ago. One trap to avoid is thinking marriage alone will fill a void. Love is a wonderful thing, but true fulfillment starts within you. If you're not content on your own, a relationship might not change that, and expecting it to can lead to disappointment. Marriage at this stage often means blending two lives with set routines, and that can feel more challenging than you expect if your partner's lifestyle doesn't align with yours. Think about the little things that make your days special, how you spend your mornings, whether you love to travel or prefer cozy nights, and how social you like to be. If your partner's rhythm is wildly different, it might create tension instead of joy. Take Frank, for example. At 72, he remarried, hoping companionship would ease the loneliness of his past. But he soon found that his new wife loved frequent travel and lively social gatherings, while he treasured quiet time at home. They cared deeply for each other, but those differences made Frank feel he'd lost some of the freedom he valued. It was a hard lesson in how important it is to align on what happiness looks like. Before you remarry, take a quiet moment to reflect. What does happiness mean to you today? Do you want a traditional marriage where you share everything? Or would you rather have companionship with plenty of personal space? Would living together feel right? Or might separate homes suit you better? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, just what feels like the perfect fit for you. By choosing a relationship that supports the life you love, you're setting yourself up for a future filled with contentment, not compromise. If this speaks to you, drop number 5 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you're finding these insights helpful, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss what's next. Your support keeps us sharing these moments with you. As we wrap up, take a moment to let these 5 truths sink in. Remarrying after 60 can be a beautiful new chapter, but it's one that comes with realities we don't always see at first. Your finances, your family, your emotions, the legal side, and what happiness means to you now. These aren't just details. They're the foundation of a decision that can shape your future. Marriage at this stage isn't about following old patterns. It's about choosing what feels right for the life you've built and the person you are today. Whether you're dreaming of saying "I do" again or just exploring the idea, there's no rush. Take your time. Talk with your loved ones. Seek out financial or legal advice and listen to your heart's quiet voice. This is your moment to create a life that sparkles with joy, whether that's through a new marriage, cherished independence, or something in between. Thank you for joining me today. If this video gave you something to think about, please share one takeaway in the comments below. I'd love to hear what's on your mind. Your thoughts inspire us to keep creating. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss our next video. Here's to making choices that bring you peace and happiness, whatever path you choose. See you soon.